A girl wearing glasses with windshield wipers. Paris, France, December 29, 1971. Olga the Headless Girl was an illusionary sideshow and was first brought to the United States in 1937 from Hamburg, Germany, by a man who billed himself as Dr. Heinemann. Tina Louise, Edie Adams, and Julie Newmar, 1956, Lil Abner. King George VI, riding with his daughters, Princess Elizabeth, later Queen Elizabeth II, and Princess Margaret, in Windsor Great Park, 21st April 1939. Two girls laughing while drawing on a boy's face to make him look like Alice Cooper, 1985. U.S. Marines assault the beach under heavy fire. Battle of Saipan, June 1944. Senator John F. Kennedy listening to his 6-year-old nephew, Robert F. Kennedy, Jr., during a campaign flight in 1960. Two German princesses around 1910, Princess Victoria Louise of Prussia, left, and her sister-in-law Crown Princess Cecilia of Mecklenburg-Schwerin, right. Participants in a motorcycle rally in honor of the 10th anniversary of the October Revolution, Soviet motorcyclists completed an international rally through European countries, Moscow, Vienna, Berlin, Riga, Moscow. 1927. Just the neighborhood kids enjoying their favorite treats. Early 1930s. Martin Luther King Jr. and Ralph Abernathy riding on the first desegregated bus in Montgomery, Alabama in December 1956. Storing child in pants, 1973. People gathering in line to watch Empire Strikes Back 1980 at the Alabama Theater. For cost of 1 penny, vending machine would deliver 1 cigarette at a time, pre-lit and ready to smoke. 1931. Star Trek cosplayers at the 25th World Science Fiction Convention in New York City, 1967. A young farmer's son dips water from a milk can in Williston, North Dakota, 1937. George Dyler, Midlands champion, beer drinker, 1954. A girl plays the piano and a cat sings along, 1940s. (1988), the Bullwinkle oil platform being towed to its destination in the Gulf. Flooding from the Illinois River along the Peoria riverfront in March 1979. The original look-back meme, 1922. Pearl Harbor taken by surprise during the Japanese aerial attack. Wreckage at Naval Air Station Pearl Harbor, 1941. "18-year-old Keishia Thomas protects a fallen man," believed to be associated with the Ku Klux Klan from an angry mob of anti-Klan protesters. Ann Arbor, Michigan, 1996 by Mark Bruner. One of the most famous clowns is Raphael Chocolate, an exotic star of the French Belle Époque show. Finalists of Miss Iran 1978, the last in the 20th century. The battleships Idaho and West Virginia provide fire support to American units on Okinawa, 1945. Mae Marsh as the sheep in Alice in Wonderland, 1933. Clyde Barrow's mugshot, 1926. (1989) Student protests in Tiananmen Square. A young Chinese man gives a peace sign. Chefs from Los Angeles prepare a 100-foot sushi roll in Weller Court, Little Tokyo, 1981. Seven-foot Balaji Badejo, a Nigerian design student and one-time actor, wearing his costume from the now classic sci-fi thriller Alien, 1978. Sydney Harbour Bridge opening day, Australia, 1932. This 1888 photograph shows Joseph Carey Merrick, known as the Elephant Man. Woman in knee-length dress and pants, Sia, 1860s. Celebrating the end of World War II in London, 1945. Man cruising around with his dog Mutt in 1959 in Saskatchewan. With a Kit and daughter Kit MacDonald in London in May 1971. This is what a night at a London pub looked like in 1898. Sandy Hook shooter Adam Lanza, circa 1990. Some very strict rules inside a hotel for those of us that snore, 1926. Family photo at Niagara Falls, 1855. A French mademoiselle waves the French tricolor in tribute to the forces which liberated her city as they march past the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, France, August 26, 1944. 100th birthday. Promo photo from the 1955 science fiction film Day the World Ended. Features Lori Nelson, seated next to the iconic mutant creature from the film. Futuristic power lawnmower, as predicted in 1957 United States. Futuristic kitchen. Frank Frazetta, an artist and painter, often regarded as the godfather of fantasy art and the artist behind the cover arts of Conan, pictured here with his wife Eleanor, from whom he took inspiration for his women drawings, 1980s. Paper boys in Brooklyn before starting their morning route, 1908. Richard Proenick, the man who lived alone in the Alaskan wilderness for nearly 30 years, 1998. Halloween costume in the early 1900s. Don Patricio Causeway to Padre Island, first causeway connecting Padre Island to the mainland of Texas, late 1920s. Actress Sharon Tate at the beach of Cannes, France for the film festival, between 10/19 of May 1968. Members of the Women's Army Corps, WAC, pose at Camp Shanks, New York, before leaving from New York Port of Embarkation on February 2, 1945. The Space Shuttle Challenger just being towed along in the street back in 1982. (1978). Supertanker Amoco Cadiz splits in two after running aground on the Port Saul Rocks, 3 miles off the coast of Brittany, resulting in the largest oil spill in history at that time aftermath. W.O. Bentley standing between two of his cars. Matty Gunterman, On Stove, and Friends, Nettie L. Maine, Ferguson, British Columbia, 1902. Model Marion Holmes inside a Westinghouse 100,000-watt incandescent light bulb during a demonstration of the lamp at the Chicago World's Fair, August 4, 1934. Penelope Cruz in the 90s. Newlyweds on their new Indian motorcycle, 1916. Couple on a bicycle. A gas station sign from the 1970s oil crisis. Albanians playing pool with an AK-47 during the Albanian Civil War, 1997. Two Newsies, New York, 1896. Two East Berlin refugees are taken away by border guards after a thwarted escape attempt at Berlin border crossing Chaussee Street, 1989. (1923) train wreck at Medfield Junction, Massachusetts. Three Soviet women hold guns as part of guerrilla fighting during World War II. Carrie Fisher trying on Peter Weller's glasses during Giorgio Armani fashion show, 1980. East and West Berliners mingle as they celebrate in front of a control station on East Berlin territory on November 10, 1989, during the opening of the borders. Queen Victoria seated with her two Indian servants, Mustafa and Chitta, standing behind her in full uniform with medals. Rosa Parks booking photo, me 1955. Young boy with prepared Molotov cocktails on a rooftop of a building in Derry during the Battle of the Bogside, August 1969. Mountaineer standing in a beautiful ice cave in Paradise Glacier, 1925. Vintage freight car accident on Boston and Albany line in 1919. Dixie the elephant at Whipsnade Zoo performs part of her repertoire with her keeper, George Bram, 1932. (1958) Cheryl Crane, the 14-year-old daughter of Hollywood star Lana Turner, stabbed Turner's boyfriend, Johnny Stompanato. Mermaid show at Weeki Wachee Springs State Park. A mermaid eats an apple at the bottom of the artificial sea in this late 1940s postcard. Spring Hill, Florida. The further school bus that was purchased by Ken Kesey in 1964. This is the Hiroshima Peace Memorial, the building that stood almost directly under the atomic bomb blast in 1945. When Little Boy detonated, it exploded about 600 meters above the city, nearly right over what is now known as the Genbaku Dome. The use of high-frequency current for treatment. See 1910. Lou Ferrigno posing with Sybil Danning to promote their film together. Hercules, 1983. Viking Great Heathen Army Charnel Pit, Repton, Derbyshire, England, 1980. Remains of 264 Norse warriors confirmed by DNA analysis as Scandinavian males. Sami people in a traditional peat hut, Sikai, 1850. Couple in Tokyo, Japan, 1950. Parade in honor of the liberation of Paris, 1944. Toy Train Society, Berlin, 1931. A Pepsi machine from the 1960s, when a bottle cost just 10 cents. Jane Fonda photographed by Angelo Frontoni, 1966. An aerial view of the aftermath of Pearl Harbor 3 days after the attack, 1941. Self-propelled gun Ferdinand, destroyed by an internal explosion, 1943. Not creepy at all. Luna Park Clowns, 1909. Residents of Prague, liberated from the Nazis at a friendship rally in honor of the Soviet liberating soldiers and victory in the war against Nazi Germany, May 1945. The Torrey Canyon tanker disaster, 1967. Chained Aboriginal prisoners in colonial Australia, 1901. Trucks from the Gorky automobile plant travel along the Volga River to customers. Gorky region, 1964. Construction workers rest on a steel girder above Manhattan, 1932. Rita Hayworth posing proudly next to her snowman in 1936. Blade Runner behind the scenes, 1982. Beneath a no beer sold to Indian sign, a woman tossed back a drink. Fort Peck, Montana, 1936. When people scrapped metals to help the war effort, 1940s. A young Franklin Roosevelt with his dogs in Hyde Park, 1904. During the First World War, Ernest Hemingway volunteered to serve in Italy as an ambulance driver with the American Red Cross. Muhammad Ali finger-pointing Joe Frazier, 1974. San Francisco earthquake and fire, April 18, 1906. First National Bank at Bush and Sansom Streets. A group photograph of the crew of the British battlecruiser Hood. Of the 1,415 men, only 3 survived after the battle with Bismarck. Alan Rickman in Cannes with Jason Mewes, Kevin Smith and Jennifer Schwalbach, 1999. Battle Royal at the Olympic Auditorium, 1975. Adolf Hitler meeting with Hajj Amin al-Husseini, the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem and a prominent Arab nationalist. November 28, 1941. Devastating flood in St. Petersburg, 1924. Explosions continue to rock the listing carrier USS Franklin after a Japanese bomb detonated in the hangar deck and ignited the armed and fueled aircraft there, 19th of March, 1945. Harpo Marx with 3 of his 4 adopted children in 1954. Samuel Morse, an American artist and inventor, poses next to a telegraph machine that records incoming messages in Morse code, 1857. Soldiers clean out a Tokyo subway car after an attack using sarin gas. The attack, by the religious group Aum Shinrikyo, 1995. Raquel Welch, iconic figure of the 1960s. November 1934. A young boy trying out a toy MG midget car at the famous toy shop Hamleys on Regent Street, London. Early cosplayer at Sci-Fi Convention Worldcon in 1951. Cindy Crawford, 1988. Nicole Kidman enjoying a day out at Central Park, 1990s. The Lambretta concept scooter, 1953, at the NSU factory in Dusseldorf, Germany. Safety codes were a lot more chill in 1979. Ladies' Smoker Night, 1941. Construction of the London Underground began in 1860. Actress Candice Bergen in the 1960s. She won 5 Emmys and 2 Golden Globes for her role as Murphy Brown. Mehmet Ali Acha holding the gun, and Pope John Paul II in St. Peter's Square, 1981. In 1983, the Pope visited Ali Acha in prison to offer him forgiveness and to ask the world to forgive his brother. At the Parade, Moscow, November 7, 1946. VE Day celebrations in London, England, May 8, 1945. Night Out in Harlem in 1935. This is how waiters served drinks in Switzerland back in 1925.